Entrepreneurship in Tourism and Hospitality Module 1. Entrepreneurship defined. Entrepreneurship, according to Professor Nathaniel Leff, is the capacity for innovation, investment, and expansion in new market, product, and techniques. This defines implies that an enterprise is at work whenever an individual takes the risk and invests resources to make something unique or something new. Design a new way of making something that already exists, or create new market. However, entrepreneurship is not only applicable to business enterprises. It can also be done in school, hospitals, and other social services institute. Entrepreneurship has special or extraordinary features, such as the creation of something new or something different. In short, it is innovation which distinguish entrepreneurship from other activities. Entrepreneurship is more than a word. It is we must perceive opportunities inherent in change. We must create a desire for pursuing the opportunities that arise, and we must create an environment in which success is possible and the consequences of failure are tolerable. Economic development and growth explain. Development is a process while a growth is a product. So growth is the result of development. In agriculture, the application of fertilizer, insecticides, labor, machine and other productive inputs represent a process or development. The result or our output are crops like rice, corn, or sugar. In simple term, development is input while growth is the output. In economics, development does not only include economic factors like money, machine, and materials, but also other factors which are non-economic such as culture, values, religion, government, and education. This mixture of economic and non-economic factors which are applied in the creation of goods and services constitute economic development. Clearly, it is not effective to solve economic problem with economic solution alone. For instance, extravagance is not only an economic problem. What are needed in poor countries are more economic activities through the operations of factories, agricultural production, trade and service industries. In concrete terms, such economic activities multiply jobs and incomes. However, social justice must prevail. There should be a fair contribution of wealth, income, and power. Unfortunately, it is almost impossible to redistribute wealth in poor countries. Their land reforms program are failures because there was no political will on the part of top government officials who obviously prefer to sustain the existing socio-economic order. View of the very limited access to economic opportunities by the masses, a better option is to develop an entrepreneurial classes with the strong support of the government and the private sector. Small-scale enterprises can flourish in the countryside. The importance of entrepreneurship. Statistics in both rich and poor countries show that small enterprises are leading in the generation of jobs and wealth. In fact, the small business sector saved the United States economy from economic stagnation or depression during the 1960s and 1970s. Professor Peter Drucker, America's foremost management specialist, stated that the entrepreneurial economy has been the most important development in American economy. It created 335 million jobs at a time when traditional big business and the government had lost 5 million jobs in 1970s and early 1980s. In the Philippines, most of our economic activities fall under the micro and small business categories. There are many retailers, vendors, and other small sole proprietors. As long as they perform some risk-taking ventures, innovation, and creative undertakings, they are considered entrepreneurs. Contribution of entrepreneurs. Number one, the develop new market. Under the modern concept of market are people who are willing and able to satisfy their needs. In economics, this is called effective demand. Entrepreneurs are resourceful and creative. They can create customer or buyers. This makes entrepreneurs different from ordinary businessmen who only perform traditional function of management like planning, organization, and coordination. 2. Discover new sources of material. Entrepreneurs are never satisfied with traditional or existing sources of materials. Due to their innovation nature, they persist on considering new sources of materials to improve their enterprises. In business, those who can develop new sources of materials enjoy a comparative advantage in terms of supply, cost, and quality. In Japan, due to the extreme scarcity of local raw materials, entrepreneurs give top priority to research and development in order to discover alternative materials. 3. Mobilize capital resources. Entrepreneurs are the organizers and coordinator of the major factor of production, such as land, labor, and capital. They properly mix these factors of production to create goods and services. Capital resources from a layman view refers to money. However, in economics, capital resources represent machine, buildings, and other physical productive resources. Entrepreneurs have initiative and self-confidence in accumulating and mobilizing capital resources for new business or business expansion. 4. Introduce new technologies, new industries, and new products. Aside from being innovators and reasonable risk taker, entrepreneurs take advantage of business opportunities and transform these into profits. So they introduce something new or something different. Such entrepreneurial spirit has greatly contributed to the modernization of our economy. Every year, there are new technologies and new products. All of these are intended to satisfy human needs in a more convenient and pleasant way. 5. Create employment. The biggest employer is the private business sector. Millions of jobs are provided by the factories, services, and industries, agricultural enterprises, and the numerous small-scale business. For instance, the super department store line SM, Unwide, Robinson, and other employ thousands of workers. Otherwise, giants corporations like SMC, Ayala, and Soriano group of companies are great job creators. Such massive employment has multiplier and accelerator effects on the whole economy. More jobs mean more income. This increases demand for goods and services. This stimulates production, again more productions. Filipino entrepreneurship economy. One of the top program of the government is the development and promotion of Filipino entrepreneurship. These are many government agencies and private organizations which extend financial and technical assistance to micro and small scale enterprises. Many are not aware of such assistance, especially the poor and unschooled rural folk. Those who know are not enthusiastic about the program due to numerous conditions and paperwork, not to mention red tape. For the same reason, the rural poor prefer to depend on us users for their credit needs rather than borrow from lending institutions. Our economic resources are mostly in the hand of few local elite and multinational corporations. A great majority of the people are workers, laborers, and office clerks. They only get salaries which are not even enough to support their basic needs. Such unjust distribution of income can be corrected by giving people easy access to business activities. Through business, even the poor are likely to improve their social and economic conditions. Thank you.